Imagine a country so small, you could drive across it in less than an hour. A tiny red dot on the world map. It has no natural resources, no oil, no gold, and for a long time, not even enough fresh water.
Yet, this island is one of the richest places on Earth. Its people are among the wealthiest, healthier, and most educated. How did a swampy island with no future become a global diamond in just one generation?
The answer lies in geography, history, and a very specific survival strategy. Welcome to the story of Singapore.
To understand Singapore's money, you must look at the map. It sits right here, at the southern tip of the Malacca Strait.
This is the busiest shipping lane in the world. 40% of global trade passes through this narrow choke point every single year.
If you want to ship goods from China to Europe, or oil from the Middle East to Japan, you have to pass Singapore.
Singapore became the world's gas station and rest stop. Ships dock here to refuel, repair, and trade. Location is their first gold mine.
But location alone isn't enough. In 1965, when Singapore suddenly became an independent nation, the situation was desperate.
They were kicked out of Malaysia. They had no army, no economy, and were surrounded by larger, unfriendly neighbors.
His strategy was simple but hard. Build a first world oasis in a third world region. Make Singapore the easiest place to do business.
While others were closing their doors, Singapore welcomed foreign investors with low taxes, clear laws, and English as the main language.
They started making things, from toys to textiles and eventually to high-tech electronics. Jobs were...
Then came the banks. Singapore positioned itself as the Switzerland of Asia, a safe vault where money is protected by strict laws. Today, it is a global financial hub. Trillions of dollars flow through these buildings. Trust and stability became their most valuable export. But none of this works without clean government. Singapore is famous for having almost zero corruption. The rules are strict, but they apply to everyone.
It is one of the safest cities in the world. You can walk anywhere at 3 a.m. without fear. This safety attracts top talent from everywhere.
They even fixed their size problem. Singapore has grown by 25% simply by reclaiming land from the sea.
They turned infrastructure into art. Their airport, Changi, is a destination itself, voted the best in the world for years.
But wealth isn't just for the rich. The government builds high-quality housing for 80% of the population. Everyone has a stake in the country.
Home ownership is a key policy. It gives people a sense of belonging and stability, crucial for such a young nation.
They call it a city in a garden. Greenery is everywhere, even on the sides of buildings. It cools the city and improves mental health.
They even solved the water crisis by inventing technology to recycle every drop. Innovation is their only way to survive.
But technology needs brains. With no natural resources to dig up, people are their only asset.
Education is an obsession here. The government pours billions into schools. Math and science scores are top globally.
They know that in a knowledge economy, brain power is the only fuel that matters. Libraries are everywhere.
Discipline is key. Every male citizen must serve in the military. This builds a shared identity in a small nation.
It is often called a fine city. You can be fined for littering or spitting. But the result is a spotless environment.
But it's not just rules. It's a vibrant mix of cultures. Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Western influences blend here.
Turn the corner and you are in Little India. The colors, the scents, the temples. It is a sensory explosion.
The Malay community is the indigenous heart of the island. Kampong Glam preserves their royal history and culture.
Different religions exist side by side in peace. Racial harmony isn't just a goal, it's the law here. And nothing unites them more than food. The Hawker Center is the community living room of the nation.
Here, you can eat a Michelin star meal for just a few dollars. It's UNESCO cultural heritage on a plate.
Rich or poor, CEO or taxi driver, everyone eats at the same table. Food is the great equalizer.
Moving this population requires efficiency. The train system is the lifeblood, connecting every corner of the island.
Owning a car here costs a fortune due to taxes. They force you to use public transport to keep the roads clear.
They also engineered fun. Sentosa Island was built just for leisure, a playground for locals and tourists.
The Merlion, half lion, half fish, watches over the bay. Tourism brings millions of visitors and billions of dollars.
They even brought nature back. Wild otters now roam the city center. It is a concrete jungle that feels like a real jungle.
But they are never satisfied. Food security is the next challenge. Vertical farms are rising inside skyscrapers. With no land to spare, they put solar panels on the water. Every inch of space is optimized for the future. But paradise has its problems. The population is aging rapidly. Who will build the future when the workforce shrinks? And as an island, rising sea levels are an existential threat. The fight for survival never truly ends. Yet, history shows that Singapore thrives on crisis. They don't just solve problems, they turn them into opportunities. From a swamp to a skyscraper city, the story of the little red dot is a lesson. Vision determines destiny.
But tourism is just the tip of the iceberg. To see the real money, you must go to the west, Jurong Island.
It is a man-made island dedicated to oil. Singapore is one of the world's top 3 oil refining centers, despite having zero oil itself.
They import crude oil, refine it into high-value fuel, and sell it for a massive profit. It is the art of adding value.
They also fix planes. Singapore is a global leader in aerospace maintenance. If a plane flies in Asia, it likely gets fixed here.
And inside your phone, there is a good chance the chips were made or tested here. High-tech manufacturing is 20% of their GDP.
Then there is Biopolis, a city dedicated to biology. They are betting their future on finding cures for diseases.
Top scientists from around the world move here to work in world-class labs. They manufacture vaccines for the global market.
But how does a small nation survive between giants like the US and China? They use bamboo diplomacy.
Like bamboo, they are rooted but flexible. They are friends with everyone, but allied with no one. Neutrality is their shield.
That is why historic summits happen here. It is one of the few places where rival leaders can meet safely on neutral ground. Let's step back to the streets. While the government deals with billions, the heart of Singapore beats in the wet markets.
This is where locals buy fresh food. It is loud, it is wet, and it is totally authentic.
Under every apartment block is a void deck. It is an open space designed for weddings, funerals, and community bonding.
Health is wealth. With the world's longest life expectancy, staying active is a national duty for the seniors. Now, they are building a digital twin of the city. Sensors are everywhere, monitoring traffic, water levels, and even crowds. Cash is disappearing. Even at small stalls, you pay with your phone. Efficiency is in the DNA of every interaction.
They are also investing in Seoul. Theaters, museums, and arts are growing. A rich country needs a rich culture.
Believe it or not, there is primary rainforest left here. They protect their remaining nature fiercely.
Even trash is valuable. They burn waste to generate electricity, and the ash is used to build that island we saw earlier.
Every drop of rain is caught. This dam turns the city center into a giant freshwater bowl. It is genius engineering.
From oil to data, from water to diplomacy, the survival instinct drives every decision.
But when the work is due, the city comes alive. Nightlife here is vibrant, safe, and endless.
Every night, free light shows entertain the crowds. A display of excess energy and optimism.
The national flower is an orchid. It is a hybrid, just like the nation. A beautiful mix that blooms year-round. They never forget their past. They know that one wrong move could send them back to the swamp.
The future is already being built. This is Tuas,
When finished, it will be the world's largest fully automated port.
They are betting that in the future, machines will do the heavy lifting, leaving humans to do the thinking.
To fight rising seas, they plan to build Long Island, a giant seawall that is also a city. Survival through engineering.
They are building Silicon Valleys right in the heart of the jungle. The Punggol Digital District is where the next Google might be born.
The new generation is different. They don't just want to survive, they want to create. Arts, music, and culture are exploding.
They are hosting world championships in esports. The definition of success is changing from banking to gaming and innovation. By 2030, every household will be within a 10-minute walk of a park. The green plan is their promise to the planet.
Singapore is like a rare orchid. It requires constant care, precise conditions, and protection to bloom.
So, why is it rich? Location? Yes. Strategy? Definitely. But mostly, it is the refusal to accept limitations.
A country with no resources decided that its people were the resource. And that investment paid off 100 times over.
From a fishing village to a global metropolis in one lifetime, it is a miracle born of desperation.
Look at it from above. A beacon of light in Southeast Asia. A testament to what human will can achieve.
They call it kiasu, the fear of losing out. It keeps them running, striving, never resting on their laurels.
But they know it can all disappear. One war, one crisis, and the trade stops. Paranoia is their survival mechanism.
For the rest of the world, Singapore is a lesson. You don't need a big land to have a big dream.
Size doesn't matter. Vision does. Discipline does. Unity does.
It is a perpetual motion machine of commerce and innovation.
What do you think is the biggest lesson from this little red dot? Is it the geography or the mindset?
Could your city replicate this success? Or is Singapore truly one of a kind?
If you enjoyed this journey, hit that subscribe button. We explore a new country every week.
Check out our video on Dubai or Switzerland next. The world is waiting to be discovered.
Thanks for watching Geologic.